Today I'm going to take you guys along with us while we run a few errands. The we is me and Dad. We are going to go to town to refill my oxygen tank or just replace it and get a new one, get a full one. He's probably going to get an extra propane tank or two. We have to run by Ingles. There may be one or two other things that we have to do. I can't remember. But I at least know of those few things that we are going to be doing on this trip. For my jewelry setup, I used to use oxyacetylene. Now I use oxygen and propane. I kind of miss the acetylene because it burned so hot. And so it was very quick, but it also was a risk for melting things. You had to just kind of keep an eye out because when the solder would flow, the second it flowed, you should really turn your torch off because the acetylene would crispy fry your work. Of course, it worked great for bigger projects. I usually work small. So the acetylene, I give that up. So now I'm doing oxygen and propane. My propane tank is not out, but the oxygen is completely out. The last time I refilled the oxygen tank was before I was pregnant with Ira. So I've got my use out of the oxygen tank. I probably got at least, that was over 2 years out of it. So it is completely empty. I was down there working the other night and I was like, what is going on with this flame? And I just kept turning the oxygen knob and all of a sudden I thought, I'm turning the knob, I'm getting less oxygen, and I went over and looked at the gauges on my tank and I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe how low the oxygen is. And then it eventually just went out. So we're going to go exchange that tank, do a few other things, take you guys with us. Corey and I have been experimenting with just using different cameras for our video. This is a different camera I'm using here. I like it so far. It's just something different that I'm trying to learn. We are still looking at possibly getting a mirrorless camera for some video. The iPhones are so fun to film on because they're so easy and accessible. But I think we both want to kind of upgrade our video. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to jump in the truck and get on the road for these errands. Off we go. Into the wild blue yonder. It's actually really cool here this morning. It wouldn't be cold without my flannel, but I was going to say it's kind of cool enough to have a flannel shirt on. It's really nice, actually. It's giving me early fall vibes. Excited for our adventure pack trip?
Yep.
You never know what you'll get into when you leave the hill.
Yep. I reckon you're right. That cooks freezer.
Yeah, probably.
Shortly.
We just passed a deer on the road. It was, I think Dad said an 8-point. Of course, it still has its velvet on, and it was just really beautiful. It looked like something out of a storybook, and I just don't think I would have had time to get the camera on it. We've also seen probably every bit of 20 turkeys this morning. It's like all of the critters are out, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with this cool overcast weather, if that's why they're out and about. What do you think?
They do it.
I don't know if they think rain's coming or if it's just a shift in pressure, like in the air, that makes them say, hey, it's food time. Let's come out and see what we can find to eat. I'm not sure. But it's cool nonetheless. We're so lucky that we live in such a beautiful place as this, somewhere that we could see all of these beautiful creatures out doing their thing in the morning. Maybe I'm just used to the country, but I think I'd probably rather see that than the concrete jungle. So, what do you think, Dad?
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. It's nice.
The less concrete I have to see, the better.
Yeah, it's nice when the number of turkeys and deer that you see outnumber the vehicles you pass. I like that.
Yeah.
You can see most of the mountains. It's a little overcast up there. Corey and I both have said before this is one of our favorite views when you come rolling down this hill toward those mountains. And the road here to the left, they built this in my lifetime. So we would have, actually we're going to go straight to the light today. But beforehand, this was one of the only ways you could get to town was to go straight to the light because this road right here had not been constructed yet, and we still call it the new road because it's the new road compared to the old one that was already here. What's it really called, Dad? Is that 64?
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is old 64, I guess.
Yeah. Either way, we just refer to it as the new road. So if anybody has anything, like, they're like, guess what I saw on the new road? But it's not all that new, you know. It's probably been there, what? It's not been 20 years.
It's close.
It's close, but not quite. Because I remember anytime we wanted to go to town, we had to go this way. I mean, if you wanted to go Morgan Hill, you know, there's another way. But if this is, you know, if you live on this side of the county, this is the way that you were going to go. So there's that. A little bit of history for you. Not that you really needed it, but there you go. Our first stop is Ingles, but we had some stuff for the post office in the back of the truck, so we just put it in the cab. I don't think nobody would take nothing, but just in case. Yeah, I might as well get a buggy. We could get one of the smaller ones. Get those.
The dang stuff, I'm gonna need some. There's what I put in them last year was the Anaheim's.
We're getting stuff for Corey because she had a few things that she wanted us to get. We're also picking up a few things. And she said that she wanted some limes. I'm not sure what she's going to do with them, but we're going to get a few. Key lime pie would be good. I can only hope that that's what she's going to make.
Have some of those.
Ira loves the goat cheese, but I have some goat cheese for Ira, so I'm looking for something else. I always want to try, like, all the different cheeses, and sometimes I get something different, but a lot of the times I just get what I know I like. And there's also some cheese on the other side of the store. I might get something over there. This Havarti cheese is really good. I never tried the deal, but probably be good. Some provolone. Pretty much anything that you could want over here. We're like never in a grocery store together.
I know. I'm in the cookie aisle and I'm about to black out.
It's too much.
It's sensory overload.
I was looking at the salad dressings. Occasionally you can find one that has pretty good ingredients, but it really is easier and pretty healthy just to make your own. What you looking for?
I'm waiting on you.
It's the Ingles shopping experience, guys. You've already been in here 4 or 5 times, at least with us. And if you live near an Ingles, you've been in there lots more.
Yeah, I know.
feel like the grocery trip was kind of a side trip, you know. The main mission was to refill the tanks and actually go to the post office. So we got all of these groceries, and Dad's like, where are we going to put all these things? I thought we were just going to get a few things, but you know how that goes. You go into the grocery store and you're like, oh, I need this, I need that. And they always... What'd you say?
This is all going to be at your feet.
It's all going to be at my feet, he said. That's okay. And they always tell you, of course, don't go into the grocery store when you're hungry and shop, because you're motivated by your hunger, not by what you really need. Back in with all the groceries, looking for somewhere to put my feet in the floorboard, but that's okay. Dad's truck here is just this single cab, but it's very reliable and easy to throw stuff in the bed, so it's a good truck to take if you've got errands that you need to do. That building over there is where Austin works. Said, let's wave at Snap-on.
That's where he pretends to work.
Because he's really fishing all day?
Yeah, he's probably over there napping.
I hope he sees this. We're waiting for the propane tank to get exchanged. We actually just came over here to Walmart to the gas station to do that. And it may be a minute because the attendant is the only one working and he can't leave his station while there's customers in there. And then me and Dad were having this conversation. Why don't they just put the propane over on the side of the store so one of the employees inside the store could exchange tanks? I don't know. I feel like, you have to comment below and tell me, but I definitely feel like in our county there's a shortage of workers. So there's a supply and a demand, and there's a heavier demand for work than there is a supply. I think that could possibly be a problem countrywide, but anyway, it's definitely what we got going on here. Right? What do you think? I definitely know for 100% fact, you know, the world that we live in is just so different than what it used to be. I've been around for almost 29 years, and even in the last 10 to 15 years, it's just mind-blowing about how everything has changed. So if you're someone who's been around longer than that, maybe twice that time, maybe even twice and a half of that time, you know, I know that you would definitely have more of an insight on that than I would. But got our tank, and we are going to now go to Interstate Welding. Got the propane tank, now we need the oxygen tank, and I have to exchange that one, my oxygen tank, to get a new one that's filled up so I can go make some more jewelry. It looks way up over that mountain. It kind of looks like it's raining. Not sure. Could just be heavy moisture in the air, heavy humidity. This is a section of 4-lane that we really don't come on much. This is kind of between the town of Murphy and Andrews. If we ever have to go to Murphy, there's nothing on this side that we need to come to. If we ever have to go to Andrews or through Andrews, we take a shortcut, road called 141, that cuts by all of this. So I don't find myself here much. It's interesting to look around, see if anything's changed. Not much. There's just still some cattle pasture and some power lines. But we have come to our destination. Interstate Welding is where we gotta go. Alright, pick any parking spot. Any parking spot you want. They're all the same. Actually, we may have to back up to the cylinder pickup.
Way over here. Right
Yeah.
next to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There you go. That's a good idea. After you.
Andre, you
Okay,
are
Andre. Okay.
Lady.
He said if we'll just back up to the cylinder pickup. I mean, we're already sitting there, but... got my tank exchanged, and instead of pulling back out on the 4-lane, Dad said we're gonna go across the country. We're gonna take a little back way This is also another part of the road that I really just don't come down much. It's interesting that you get used to the same places you go and the same routes to get there. And that's just kind of what you do all the time. So when you do something different, it's like, how novel. How totally different.
Yeah. Get outside your comfort zone and see a different part of your own county.
Yeah. This is the gigantic and vast land of Old Peachtree.
Yeah.
You never know what you'll see over here in these parts. This is where the Peachtreeans live.
Snowball bushes over there.
Yeah, those are pretty. That's a pretty house too. It's interesting. It's kind of different. Comment below if you live there. Gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Is this your house?
Is this
you
where
need to
you
trim those bushes?
Yeah. These signs here on those power poles, I hope that you could see those. No, this dang gimbal is just everywhere around here, at least in this county, and I bet you there's somewhere else too, at least in the surrounding area. I don't know who it is, but somebody posts those signs up on power poles, and they paint them, they hand paint them, and they'll say, repent, are you ready, Jesus is coming, pray. Sometimes they'll have a Bible verse, and I just really always love seeing them because it's a reminder of who's in charge and where our thoughts should be, which is heaven bound, heaven, you know, a heaven mindset, I guess is what I'm saying. And I've just, you know, I've always seen those for my whole entire life. Maybe Mom knows more about them than I do as far as kind of who puts them there. I don't know if anybody knows who does, if it's the society or a group. I don't know. I still can't get over how cool it feels outside. I love it. I run into somebody in the grocery store that we go to church with, and they said, how you like this weather? And I said, well, it's perfect if it just stay like this. It's probably, what, 70 out there?
Mm-hmm.
Kerner said it was 59 on his porch this morning. I said, yeah, dude, that's awesome. I love that kind of weather. Oh, don't miss nothing.
Yeah. Don't gamble with a gimbal.
Oh, gosh. What is wrong with this thing? Gosh.
My eyes took it over.
Yeah, it's like annoying me. When me and Dad get out to go on the errands, do whatever we're doing, we always have a good time because Dad has a really good sense of humor, and so we're always goofing. And this camera that I'm filming with, I told you guys, I think in the beginning, that it's a different camera. It's one of the, like the DJI pocket cameras, and so the camera is mounted on a gimbal, and it's supposed to be good for like autofocus, for movement tracking, so that you have smooth video and you don't end up with like a whole bunch of crazy like shutter shaking and all over the place. But the little gimbal is kind of weird. The camera just kind of follows you, and it's cool, but it's kind of creepy too at the same time. You kind of feel like an alien vibe. And so anytime I want to get a shot, I have to make sure that the camera's either facing me if I'm going to talk, or it's facing the road or whatever else I want to look at. And sometimes I forget where it is, and I'm trying to work with it, and the gimbal's like doing this. It's like going back and forth, and Dad's like, don't gamble with a gimbal. This thing's weird. It's really hard to get used to.
It's a tiny robot for your hand.
Yeah, it's a tiny hand robot, but I think it's actually really good in terms of it's stable. Like we're going down the road, but it's not like jumping up and down all over the place like that. Yeah, like a phone would be. You know, if I was filming with my phone, it'd be all over the place. This thing's easy to hold, but it's just really weird because it's different. Comment below. I don't know how many times I'll say that. Oh, see, there's a hawk. I could have got that. Ooh, he just did something weird with his wings. But I'm not used to turning this thing around.
Every time you try to turn it to get something really quick, you'll be gotten with a gimbal.
Yeah, the gimbal gets me.
Else.
It does. It does. Every time I want to, that would have been a good shot. Maybe we'll see another hawk. Every time I try to say, hey, let's film this, the gimbal goes like to the left, and I'm like, no, we're going to the right. But we're going to keep experimenting and hopefully end up with a camera, something like that we like, that we feel like brings quality content to you folks.
The gimbal might get just a little dab of Gorilla Tape on it.
Yeah, we may
still
hold it in place. Yeah, we're about done with the gimbal shenanigans, huh? That was a cool, I don't know what that hawk was doing, shaking its wings like that, but that was pretty bad to the bone. Maybe it was shaking off the dust mites.
It's probably just doing really cool hawk stuff.
Probably is, yeah. Gotta go to the post office. Sometimes Mom asks me to go to the post office if I'm already out doing something, and it seems like every time she's asked me to do that lately, I forget, or she'll have maybe 2 bags or 3 bags of mail that's leaving, and I'll only grab like one of the bags, or I won't grab them all, and so then Dad has to make an extra trip out, and I'm like, what is wrong with the jelly that I have rotting in my head that I'm referring to as my brain? Please. Could be that.
Oh, that's pretty accurate. That's kind of the way it was when I was a mom.
You've never been a mom. We're lucky. Dad does do cooking and cleaning. He'll do everything. Look at that mannequin over there.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
What did the sign say it was over?
I don't know. It's strange though.
I don't know. I think they've been taken over by... The zombie apocalypse happened about 2 years ago.
The zombie apocalypse happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're some of the only ones that made it through.
We just don't get out enough to realize that it happened.
Yeah, that's right. We just stay in the holler. That's our preferred place, right?
Those commercials that are on TV now about becoming your parents, that's getting more real to you, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's like it did me.
I mean, obviously I always knew I had similarities with y'all. You're my family, and I love you, and you guys raised me, so of course you're going to impart some of your personalities and your character upon me. But at some point I realized I'm just carbon copies of y'all, you know. Shenanigans, 1, 2, 3, shenanigans, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the post office. When we get there, if they don't have fun mail for us to open, I'm going to request that they give us somebody else's mail that's fun to open.
Do you have any toys? Or, I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Remember that?
Sitting up here on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
I don't think they showed that. Well, they might have showed that to us, but I just know about it otherwise. Comment below. I'm just a Bill. Is your name Bill? Lord, people, learn to drive. Gosh. And I just felt so bad, but, you know, taught me a lesson. I didn't speed again. Not when I could be seen. No, I'm joking. Am I joking? We're all guilty of speeding, but I'll tell you something right now. It's best to just go ahead and understand you shouldn't be speeding on the highway. Whether you like the law or not, you better just get used to obeying it. I drank chocolate milk in the past,
Get
but...
out of my truck.
Get out of the truck? Okay, I'll just get out.
Father time.
Crud. I think we have to drive toward the rain to get to the post office. And I'm just hoping we can get over there real quick and put this stuff in there.
Or we could just, if it gets wet, we could just tell your mama, say, yeah, we took it to the post office.
We could just say we went through the car wash and forgot it in the back.
Yeah.
The gimbal's at it again. Going to the office
Yes,
of
over
post.
I
Yeah.
literally saw him putting heat and air in it the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have been nice and got the door. I'm losing points.
It's okay. You're one of the younger generation that has no morals.
Please. Okay, I think that was the last leg of our journey accomplished, huh?
I think so. Unless you can figure out somewhere else to stop between here and there.
I think that was all the things that we had to do. Got to get these groceries home. Got some letters. Got to get those home. Get back to see if Ira's still napping. He probably is. And that will be good. So we can get everything unloaded. And probably wrap our video up. Just about back from the post office, and it still really looks like it's raining, and it was raining back in above the post office. Man, I saw that. Oh, yeah. There was one hawk that come out through there. Let's see. Let me roll my window down. There was something. I swear that was a hawk. There's so much wildlife that I was wanting to catch and show y'all. Every time we go out, I always see wildlife all over the place. Deers and turkeys and birds and just everything. And of course I'm always wanting to bring that to the viewers, and it's hard to capture it all. I gotta make a few trips. I usually like to make just one trip, you know, and I'll pretty much do anything to only make one trip. That's okay though. We can make a few. We're going to get the mail in, get the groceries, and get my oxygen tank inside. I would say before the rain. I don't know if it's going to rain, but man, it really looks like it is, and it really feels like it too. Back for another handful of groceries. I am just super, super excited about getting my tank exchanged. I don't do as much work as I used to, of course. I don't have as much shop time to put in with my little boy that I have on my hands. But if I ever run out of supply or something that I need in my shop, I'm always like, ugh, because I love knowing everything is there for me when I have that moment to work, because I never know when I'll have a little bit of time here or there to steal away and work on orders, make something that I want to make, something like that. Okay, maybe this final trip here will do it. I think the last thing to get is the tank.
You want to get the door?
Yeah, instead of video, and I could grab the door. Sorry. Got my tank back into its rightful place, so I'll be ready to work on some jewelry whenever I get a chance to. And I was telling Dad, this is just a funny thought that I have. I had that tank for, I don't know, 2 years, over 2 years. And that with that particular tank, I'm like, I made so much jewelry. And that tank saw everything, you know, it's an inanimate object, but it saw everything in my shop and in my house. And so when you switch it out and you get a new one, sometimes you're like, but that was the tank that I made all the jewelry with and all the time. And now this is a new tank. And it makes you wonder about where it's been. Whose house did this tank sit in? What job site did this new tank sit on? And then the person that will end up taking the tank that I've got, you know, they could say the same thing. Like, they're not going to know, well, it just sitting in a basement and made jewelry and saw a cat and saw people come up and down the steps. And I know it's a funny thought, but it's just something that's gone through my mind. I guess I'm going to end this video here. I think that's pretty much everything that we had to do. Probably gonna go eat some lunch. I made some hamburger pasta salad. Corey sent me the recipe. I'm actually gonna put that recipe in the description box below because it is absolutely delicious, and it literally tastes just like eating a cheeseburger, and it's not very hard to make. I had made some a few days ago. She made the recipe first. I made it, and then I tweaked just a few things, only because of really the ingredients that I had. I had a few different things on hand. You can use different pasta. You could use long pasta if you wanted to. I used like the little short corkscrew pasta. Make it whatever you want it to be, but it's certainly delicious. Gonna do some of that for lunch. Corey might come up here later. I'm not sure. I just want to quickly though, before I end the video, just one more place and one more time and one more opportunity to thank God for what He's given me and thank God for what He's done for me and for my family. Because you don't ever know. You know, we're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised anything. You never know what could happen. And that's kind of why we want to live with, you know, keep your lamps trimmed and burning and be ready for when God comes back, or be ready for when God calls you. You know, lest you meet Him on the way, or lest He could come back tomorrow and here He would be, right? Descending in the clouds. So he's just been so good to me. And I just got to thank Him, because all the good things I have in my life are strictly just from Him, from His mercy, not my merit, because I have none. So without further ado, God bless you. God keep you. I hope that you have a good day, and we'll certainly catch you at the next one.